Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Messages of Hope. We are doing something a little different today. I'm still going to pull cards, but we're going to start with a book excerpt from the book Dream by Marcia Weeder. And this is Dream, Clarify, and Create What You Want. And if you like this book, I actually did another video just like this one about 3 years ago that you can also find here on the YouTube channel. And it was on a different excerpt from the book. So I checked it out beforehand. So what I do with these is I'm like, okay, I feel inspired to do something from, this particular book. Today it's this one. And then I say, what page has a message for us today? And interestingly enough, I actually got the number 72, and I opened up to page 27, which is like, well, that's interesting. Page 27, though, is part of the introduction and doesn't quite have the core message that I would say for this book. So I then went over to page 72, and that is a core message. But let me just share with you, because I think, there's always a connection to these things, or it's at least fun to see how there is, if there is, right? So page 27 talks about what's in the book, which identifies who you really are, how you want your life to be, how to develop dreams that inspire you, how to look at your life with a fresh perspective, how to remove fear, doubt, and other obstacles, and how to implement the techniques and shortcuts you learn. And so I share that because those might be things that you have recently been considering, things that maybe you're wanting to look at and, go deeper with. Who are you? I tend to talk about that quite a bit. Or maybe you're wanting to look more closely at your dreams, right? Give more credence, more value to the dreams that you have. Or maybe you're recognizing, I have all these tools. I know what I want, but I haven't been implementing it. And so what does that mean for me? Just something to consider. Then moving on over to page 72, it talks about going on a passion quest. And this is also another way to get to know more about who you are and what you value, what's important to you, and really shifting the balance between you having time devoted to things that you really love versus things that you don't. So I'm just going to read a little bit here, and then we're going to pull some cards to expand on it. So go on a passion quest. A passion quest could take a day, a weekend, a week, or a year. You don't have to put the rest of your life on hold. The idea is simply to choose a period of time during which you will pay particular attention to what lights up your passion. Then follow those threads and see where they lead you. Look for what matters to you, what moves you, even what frustrates or angers you, and then follow it. That's why it's called a quest. Start to do the little things in life you love. If you love to cook, take a class or have a small dinner party. If you love adventure, but time or money or both won't allow you a major vacation, consider a day hike or a weekend trip. Do the things you love, but make them part of the research phase of a project called Finding My Purpose. When I am in passion quest mode, I pay extra attention to how life affects me, what makes me laugh or cry, and what upsets or excites me. I notice what I'm drawn to, even the movies I'm watching. For that period of time, explore life, using passion as the barometer for deciding what you will and won't do when choice is an option. Whether you're doing something work-related or personal, notice what excites you versus what drains you. Reignite your passion by simply doing more of what you love. And so this section is longer than that, but I'm going to end it there for now. And so just, allow that to be some ideas. If you are looking to go deeper with really, I want to say like milking your life for all the goodness there is to experience, right? I just saw something that I posted the other day. Something about, are you living your dreams, or are your dreams? It's basically about, are you living the life that you want, right? Or are you letting your dreams fall to the wayside? It was something to that effect. I don't always remember these things perfectly. I hope you find it funny. I do. Anyway, so Yeah, start to do the little things. Nothing is too small. Years ago, when I was trying to gain more clarity on what is it that I really wanted to do, and I ended up just, realizing, ooh, okay, I'm going to start with interview coaching. That's what I started with over 10 years ago at this point. I just started making a list of everything that I loved. And one of those things was, I of course like to talk to people. I was also like, oh, I like to, work with my hands. And I put everything down on a piece of paper. That's a separate thing from what this is talking about, but it's related. It's really, gathering all the information there is. And about who you are and what you like to do. And if you don't feel like you have enough information, then go on a passion quest, explore, try new things, discover who you are, right? And the areas you might want to look in could be the things that you've avoided before. Maybe you assumed you wouldn't like, or maybe you thought, oh, I'm going to look silly if I do that. I don't want to discount anyone's feelings, but sometimes we want to kind of reflect on some of those conclusions we may have made about something and say, who cares? I get one life, right? That can even be debatable. But if you just say, this is the life I'm living now, right? Gosh, when I get to the end of my life, am I gonna be glad I at least tried that thing and went for it? Or am I gonna maybe even regret that I didn't ever try it? So that could be a starting place for you. Let's pull some cards to further expand on this message. I love this. I love that we're starting with the idea of passion quest, of knowing who you are, of increasing the time that you spend, that you devote to the things that you love versus the things that you don't. I took a deeper look at that myself again just a few years ago, and it absolutely was pivotal in shifting the balance of how I experienced my day as a whole in general. And it was a process, a gradual process. But when I was able to reflect back and go, oh my goodness, that really did make a difference. I'm so glad I did it. I'm so glad I did it. So we're going to start with our just basic tarot deck and get some messages of hope and some context for this message to further expand on it. What else can you tell us that is relevant to the person who is watching this video? Ooh, okay. And we're going to pull from a few decks. I'm going to experiment with some of this process again today. Okay, I see a very, very simple, and it just starts that way, but it's a very simple starting message. We have you looking at all your options, looking at all the avenues and pathways. You saw me pull these right now, right? This is you going on the passion quest. Do I want to go through the yellow door or the red door, the green door, the blue door, the orange door? Which area do I want to explore? And notice how that door is open on each of those, each of those pathways. We could call it a portal. I was going to also just mention archway. Notice how that's an open entry. Any area that you explore, you can always come back and enter down another hallway, go through another portal, try another area of your life out. Yeah, and this person, So this isn't something I don't know if I've really noticed this before. I think this person's actually holding like a crystal ball in their hands. Okay, I'm going to just sit with that for a moment. We might come back to that. The second card we have, this is you being fulfilled. So this is you've been on the passion quest and now we're leaping ahead and you are fulfilled. You are the Nine of Cups. This card is literally called fulfillment of wishes. All that water is the overflowing of just like you being in the flow of your own life, loving who you are, what the life you've created for yourself. You are abundant. You are prosperous. And okay, interesting. For some reason, and there might be another card that looks like this, and I'm not quite sure. I could have sworn that this space was actually a large peach. So there might be another deck that has a large peach, or maybe peaches are significant to you in some way, or fruit being significant, the fruits of your labor. It's very odd because actually, when you look up close, no, it's just an open space. Okay, very interesting. Okay, then the third card we have that came out is this one. This is all beautiful. This is really positive right here. So we have this is the Three of Cups, rejoice and celebration. This is a party. This is, multiple people coming together to celebrate, have a good time. This is you and your efforts being seen and in a positive light. This is good. This is just all really, really good. Let's look at the bottom of the deck. Okay, we have the waiting game. And what this feels like, it feels kind of like that crystal ball in this one. I get the sense that this person is looking at all of their options. All of their options literally right in front of them. They can walk through any of those doors right now. They don't need to wait whatsoever. And they might be waiting for something else to tell them what to do, when to do it, how to do it. Might be waiting for permission, might be waiting for, definitive answers before they make any moves, take any action, right? And that's kind of this. It's the waiting game. Now, the good thing is there's still this on the horizon. But depending how long we wait for that permission or for someone else to tell us something other than, what our own inner voice, our own inner guidance is telling us, then we're going to be in this space going in loop-de-loops. It is all right there, though. You are being asked to see the vision. You're being asked to, trust what visions you get. Trust what your gut tells you. To do the things that feel like they are honoring of you. That is where all the magic happens, because it's about you being in harmony and flow and alignment with who you authentically are. And when you don't do that, you have greater potential to be in conflict and keep questioning and keep waiting. And then at some point, even feel like you don't have certain resources available to you because maybe you waited so long. So, yeah, right. But the good news is this is here. So what's needed to take place to move from standing right outside of the door to moving into the door? Okay, that's going to be our question. And let's pull some more cards. And just a quick reminder, these are not intended to be predictive. They're simply here to be supportive to you on your journey. And it's always take what resonates, leave what does not. And this is an opportunity for you to also tune in and check in with, what is your intuition telling you? Does this resonate? Does that resonate? And what doesn't resonate? So I'm going to do something that I think is fun. I've got I take it back. I have a bunch of card decks in this space. I put everything away finally. I reorganized. It was great. I'm gonna go to 3. I'm gonna go to 3 over here, and I'm gonna pull the third card deck. Ooh, okay. So I'm gonna just pull from a few different cubicles, and I even have more down here, and just see. In fact, I'm not even gonna look. Okay, I already know what this one is actually. Okay, we're gonna do that one. No, nothing there. We're going to do what over here. And I think we're going to leave it at that for now. We'll see if I pull from more. Okay, so the first, no, I'm not going to go with that first deck. We're going to go with this other deck. So we're going to do the Coffee Cup Oracle deck. My hair. Okay, let's see here. So what's going to help? What's going to help move you from just being right outside that door, right? And moving through the doorway. Do a light shuffling here, just a quick light shuffling. Okay, let's see. Looking for more insight. What insight do you have to offer us? What's going to really support this person in moving through that doorway? I think I see here. Okay, I'm just going to go a few more times. Let me see here. There we go. We got one. You have to pause and get that one. Let's see. Is there one more that wants to pop out here? Okay, I really think that I'm supposed to actually pull. So okay, we've got two, and I will be right back to get the other one. Okay, first one that fell on the floor, we have Heart. Very, very fitting. Passion Quest. We're talking all about heart connection. I was just talking with a client about having heart connection earlier today. We also have Horse. Okay, hold on. So Heart, it does say love and new love. Oh, love and new love. Then we have Horse, and it says freedom, action. And then we also have House, relocation, home. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, weird. Okay, so if you look at this in person, it gives kind of a tornado Wizard of Oz kind of feel to it. Like when the house was getting caught up in the tornado. When I hold it up to here, I actually see a face. Okay. I'm going to look at the bottom of this deck too. Let's see here. We have Gazelle. It says change, purity. So there may be some element of so this does feel like something that might feel like it's against you. So whether it be your home life, maybe it's someone at home, or maybe it's some other situation surrounding your home or your upbringing, you could feel like there's something that's holding you back, right? Could be just simply a limiting belief that was ingrained in you, instilled in you from when you were a child. Maybe a belief that you're aware of, maybe a belief that you're not aware of. But something that's, it's in the background lingering, but it's also starting to stir up something. Like it's not just sitting there dormant. Energy is starting to circle around this thing. And I really feel that, I feel like this is you, the gazelle. Kind of like the gazelle that broke free from this darkness, this uneasiness. You broke free from that. And you may have started out as the gazelle and then morphed into the horse. Like you are free. You are free. The gazelle has left the home and has paused and is looking back and in questioning if they did the right thing. So you might be thinking, you may be afraid that if I go down one path, what if I make a mistake? What if I made the wrong decision, right? And, doubting yourself, questioning everything, looking back. maybe thinking that, you're looking back on fond memories. And I would also then ask you to question, really, how fond was this really? And maybe at one point it was, but is it today? Right? Because we can experience something that at one point was really, really good, and then at some point evolves over time and isn't the most healthy situation, environment, relationship, right? So, and look at this gazelle, they've got the moonlight is illuminating from like them from behind, but the horse is now the illuminated one with the light on the horse. And I want to say the light is guiding the pathway, but also the horse is becoming more vibrant itself because it's getting into even greater alignment with what, with your passions, with what you love, what has that heart connection for you. This is awesome. I am freaking loving this, how this is turning out. Yes. Okay. And even beneath that, we have justice, scales. So this is like you balancing things out, you doing things to become more harmonious. And going back to the original numbers, 27 or 72, I wonder if that has significance for you. I am going to go ahead and, okay. So the other deck that I had pulled out when I wasn't really, I was just like, I'm just going to pull this one. It's a romance deck. So this has like love messages. And so we're, of course, going to use this in the context of you pursuing your passions and potentially what your passions want to say to you, or what you might want to say to your passions, or maybe some of the limiting beliefs or thoughts that are underneath the surface that are, could be either getting in the way of you taking action, could be a form of self-sabotage, or maybe it could be an affirmation that maybe you want to affirm more of to support you in having an easier time and moving through one of those doorways. So I already did this, but let's do it again. Okay, let's see. What messages are relevant to today's message of hope? Oh, I love it. Okay, let's see. What else? What else? What else? What other message wants to come through for you who are here with me today, whenever you watch this? What are there any other messages? Okay, we got one more. And I'll just go a couple more rounds, see if there's anything else. Okay, I'll get that one. Hold on. Okay. So first one is, it says, love doesn't feel like enough. Interesting. Let's see what the others say. Ooh, we have, I don't trust you. Okay, and what do we have last? Dying. Okay, we have, I feel you are unpredictable. There we go. Okay, so well, this is awesome because this feels like this is painting a picture too. So there could be massive lack of trust in whatever direction you feel called to go. Is it going to, it looks like there's two elements here. Is it going to be enough to maybe satisfy you, satiate you, yield the result that you're looking for? But also with these two, there's a degree that you may not be trusting it. And so there's definitely an element of limiting beliefs and a clear, and fear, definitely fear. But okay. So one of the first things standing out is something like this. I don't trust you. This is, if we're talking about something that you don't even really know yet, right? Because you haven't been through any of those pathways, this is really a reflection of not trusting yourself. So I don't trust these doorways. That's a projection of I don't actually trust myself enough to make the right decision, to choose the right pathway. Or if I choose it and I like it, but what if I decide to not stick with it, right? So there's a degree of that happening. And I feel like this is part of that. I feel you are unpredictable. This could be a total excuse. Okay, so I'm just sharing what's coming to mind as we're looking at these. And of course, you may see these in the context of an actual human relationship. But we're connecting the dots with how it could apply to you, just simply choosing what you're passionate about. And maybe what you're passionate about is going to be a relationship, right? Or to pursue a relationship, or something else, right? Career path or hobby, or moving to a new location. Maybe you want to go back to school. Which degree should I get? Right? Who knows? Because if we believe that there's commitment involved on some level, then we could feel like, I don't know, that may not fully factor in here, but I'll just finish the thought. I don't know, could feel like maybe like you're trapped or something like that, right? If you choose something, and yet hidden within that is the assumption that if you experiment and explore down one pathway, that you are having to commit for life, right? And so you want to just ask yourself those questions. Am I preventing myself from taking one step because all of a sudden I'm thinking I have to commit to this for life? There's a term for that, and I'm blanking on what the term is for that. The other thing here is, so remember I said these two go together. I don't trust you and I feel you are unpredictable. When we're saying I don't trust you to something that we especially haven't even experimented or explored with, it's a reflection of not trusting yourself, just as I feel you are unpredictable is also an extension of I don't trust myself. I don't trust myself probably because I'm unpredictable, right? Something about me, if we're talking about committing to something, maybe you've tried to commit to something before and didn't feel like you were able to really stick with it. There could be a degree of unpredictability within that, right? A degree of unreliability within that. And of course, that might feel kind of harsh if we're talking about ourselves, right? So just first, bear with me, right? I don't know who you are. I thank you for being here and just being present with me. And I want to encourage you to just simply, if you're starting to feel like this is getting too intense, just take a deep breath. Just take a deep breath. Release any tension, and you get to decide what's for you, what's not for you. And know that as deep as you allow yourself to go within you and explore some of these things that might resonate, even though maybe they're frustrating to look at, right? Maybe you don't want to admit certain things. It can be really hard for us to admit certain things that we're like, no, I don't want to think that about myself, right? And yet we all have room to grow. We all have areas to improve. So there is no such thing as a perfect person. We're not talking about perfection here. We're simply talking about, hey, how can we help you move from, where you are, which is possibly in a stagnant waiting game, going in circles, spinning your wheels, not feeling so satisfied, to experiencing something more vibrant, colorful, and satisfying and fulfilling, right? So it could be a variety of things. What we're seeing here is a degree of trust within yourself. And this could also speak to, one way to work through this is to start to clear up whatever could look like a loose end in your life. So, in fact, this is so perfect. Okay, going back to the Marcia Wieder dream book. Oh goodness, what does she call them? She actually talks about making sure incompletions. There's another term she uses. Anyway, incompletions in your life, right? So anything that was left unfinished in your life, whether it be a project you started in your home, maybe it was an online program you started and didn't finish. Maybe it was some, conversation you started with someone and didn't finish. This could be a whole slew of things. Maybe you decided, I'm going to consider doing this or that, but then maybe never fully made a decision. Anything that has been started but not finished. Those kinds of things they're basically creating an unstable foundation in your life. And when we can clear those things up, it's first off a degree of you saying, look, I recognize the value of my energy, of what's open and left unfinished, undone in my life. And also honoring what's important to you and where your time and your energy is devoted to. I think I may have just sort of said the same thing, but anyway, when we clear up those loose ends. So does it mean you have to, let's say it's an online program you started and you didn't finish. Does it mean you have to finish the online program? It could, if that's what you really want, or it could be you finally making the decision to say, you know what I completed is good enough for now. I'm done, and I'm going to shelve that. I'm going to stop making myself think that I need to get back to that. Maybe somewhere down the line I will, but for now we're just going to be done. That's a different energy. That's a different conclusion. Let's say there's a conversation with someone that you have not had and needs to take place. What are your options there? Well, to have the conversation or to find a way to come to peace about it within yourself. Give yourself closure. There could be a whole variety of ways that you could do that. That can be really hard. So sometimes the easier decision might be to actually have that conversation, even if that's also a challenging, route to go to. It's always up to you. So that's what comes to mind first, is those incompletions. When the incompletions get in the way of us being able to trust ourselves, to believe that we'll be able to make the right decision when we are faced with something that we're uncertain about, that we don't know if we're ready to move forward with. Yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about. Okay, love doesn't feel like enough. This too could be a reflection of you. Do you feel like you are enough? And to what degree do you place value on love in your life? Now, here's the thing. You don't have to place any more value on it than you already do if you don't want to. But it's a worthwhile question, because if you are seeking more love, if you're seeking more fulfillment, that's absolutely speaking to a heart connection and what you enjoy, right? And it says that there's some sort of disconnect or diminished value placed on what you love and what matters most to you. So there could be a whole further exploration of, what does love mean to you? Would you like it to mean more or less? Would you like to have more or less in your life? What would help it to feel enough? Just lots of questions to explore and dive deeper. So these are some good insights here. As you know, I'd love to do this. And we could do this for days. So we're going to begin to wrap up since we're already after 30 minutes. We're going to close out with a Divine Beloved prayer card. And so let's see. Excuse me. We have at the bottom here, intuition, and it says, God finds a way. I'm going to read this one and then I'm going to pull another one too. It says, God finds a way. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who can offer all major decisions to you. Let me trust you are always guiding me in the right directions. May I always remember that if something is meant to be, out of no way, God finds a way. And as I was reading this, I got, as it said, let me trust you're always guiding me in the right directions. What if it's not about just choosing one? What if you gave yourself permission? What if you recognize that let's see, did God guide you to all of these? That certainly could be a possibility, right? What if you explored them all? Do you have to limit yourself? You might explore one at a time, but what if you said, okay, you know what? I'm going to explore this first one for the next 2 months, and then I'm going to go explore the next one for the next 2 months after that. Now, if you're dealing with people, this could be a different scenario, right? But if you're not dealing with people, you know, this may apply. This may be an option for you. And you know, give each one a time frame, and maybe at the end of the year or after you've explored all of them, say, okay, let's see, you know, what did I learn from these, right? And after each one, be asking yourself, what did I learn? How did this feel? Do I want to do more of that? You might be trying out the first 3 and get to the third one and go, oh my gosh, I love this so much. Forget the last 2. I don't need to explore anymore. I freaking love this so much. I want to do this forever. Or maybe you get to 3 and you're like, okay, no, I really liked 1. I'm gonna go back to 1. I really loved that first pathway. Okay, let's pull one more prayer card, and then we're going to close out. And of course, I thank you for being here today, and thank you for the likes, shares, subscribes, comments, all of that. I really appreciate it. And I'm grateful for you being here today, so thank you. Okay, what's our final closing message for our amazing you that is here today? What is the final message? I believe there is one more in here. What is it? What is the final message? Okay, that's fun. We have here generosity. Oh my goodness. It says, I am abundant love. I am abundant love. Love doesn't feel like enough. I am abundant love. You are abundant love. Just affirming that alone for yourself, recognizing the love that you are, the love that God, the universe, your higher self, you know, your angels, whoever it is you connect with, just recognizing how much infinite love is constantly being poured down to you and through you every day, all day, without question, no limitations, other than if you start to close off to it and start to feel like, uh-oh, I don't have enough, right? No. Let's step back into our power. I am abundant love. It says, change me, divine beloved, into one who can easily send blessings to all, even those filled with negativity or fear. May I shower the planet with love, knowing there is an unlimited ocean within me. So you know what I get is I really get you looking at all of these pathways that you have with your abundant eyes of love. So really starting to hone and harness and embody this energy within you, which could simply start with you using that as an affirmation. I am abundant love. I am abundant love. And really connect the dots between you saying that and how it feels in your body. And now from you being in that change space, being aligned with the higher version of you who already knows how much love you are and is available to you and all around you all day, every day. And now as you look at your pathways, what opens up? What becomes more free? What becomes more playful? What becomes lighter? What becomes more exciting? What options do you have now? And how do you feel about taking action in one of those directions? And how much more different is it if you were to just simply say, you know what, I don't quite have the answers, but if God led me here, well, then I'm just going to go ahead and choose to move through one of them. And I'm going to continue to be open and authentic and stay true to myself and how I'm feeling about things. But I'm not going to hold myself back from it. I want to know more about who I am. I want to know more about what's possible for me, about where more love and fulfillment and passion is in my life, right? What more can I add to my life through saying yes? Through saying yes from the aligned version of who you are. I hope you found this reading valuable. Let me know what you're taking away from it. I wholeheartedly believe that you are love, and I believe that we all are. And it's just a matter of what degree are we feeling connected to that? Are we allowing ourselves to connect to that? Because we can pinch it off through our thoughts, through our beliefs, even through our lack of action. And then the beliefs we start to believe about that, right? And it's like, wait a second, but you are the one with the power. You can turn all of this around at any moment. And yes, go easy on yourself, but everything is still possible. So, okay. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you for being here, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.